Hey guys, it's Sam with MobileTechVideos.com. Now, if you're anything like me, you love live wallpapers. I gotta say, that's one of the greatest things I love about Android is the ability to put a live wallpaper on your home screen and have something cool going on in the background. With that being said, today we're going to be looking at a couple new live wallpapers that I found. Some are pretty cool, maybe some are not so cool, but we'll be right back and take a look at them. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at today is called Atomus, and here it is. We'll take a look at the preview. It's basically a particle generating live wallpaper. So when the screen is static like this, you just have these particles flashing around. If you touch, the particles zoom over to where you touch, and you can pull them around, and they kind of move around in this atom, spinning around. It's kind of cool. And when you let go, they just kind of blow off and start flying around again, and they come back. So that's really cool. Take a look at the settings. You can change the particle size, the particle length, and the particle amount up at the top. Then you can change the colors of the particle. And that's really about the only settings for playing around with this one. But it's just pretty cool. Have that going around. Every time you come back from something like that, out of your app drawer, something like that, you get that firework effect. At least that's what it reminds me of, is some fireworks. So that was Atomus. The next one we're going to look at is Amazing City. Now this is the pro version. There is a free version. And this is pretty much it. It's a picture of a city with some particles kind of floating around. And that's basically it. It's kind of boring. Take a look at the settings. So in the settings here, we have a lot of information about other apps provided by the developer. You can choose a theme, and the themes are just morning, night, during the day. It's just the city scene during the day or at night. Or you can have it just with the current time following that. You can adjust the particles a little bit, and then you can play around with the scrolling effect. Whether when you scroll from home screen to home screen, the picture scrolls as well. Things like that. That's about it, really. Kind of boring, this one, but you know, somebody might like it. Not really for me. Next. Now, the next one we're going to look at is Circuit Board. I like this one. I think this is pretty cool. It's very simple, but cool at the same time. It shows this glowing circuit board in the background, and then these particles just kind of floating past the screen. Not too many settings here. You can change some of the effects on the circuit board. The background, meaning just change the color of the background. It's still the circuit board. And then you can play around with the glowing intensity of the particles and things like that. Not a ton of settings for this one, but it's kind of cool. For some reason, I don't care for the city one with the particles, but the circuit board with the particles I like. I don't know, go figure. All right, next. Next we're going to take a look at Digital Flux. I like this one. I think it's really cool. It shows these tiles and they're popping up and down. You can change the color of the tiles. The color, like the red ones, you can change color of those, and the black ones you can also change the color. Then when you touch in a certain area, it sinks in and tracks your finger. That's kind of cool. I just really like this one. Settings, we've got quite a few. So as I said, you can change the color of the tiles. You can set up some different pre-made ones here, including the battery level. So the color of the tiles will reflect the level of battery you have on the device. That's pretty cool. You can play around with the motion when you touch the tiles, whether it, like right now it's set to push, so when I touch on them, they push away from me. You can also set it to pull, so when you touch, they would pop up towards your finger. That's pretty cool. Then you can play around with the camera angle and things like that. So lots of cool settings to play with. This is a good one. I like this one. I personally like red. That's why it's red. That's my favorite color, I believe, and so I just like the way red looks on this tile background. There you go. This was Digital Flux. All right, so next we're going all the way to the bottom to Super Parallax 3D. And this one, once it loads up, there we go. This is pretty cool. Parallax is the different levels of a picture moving at different rates as you turn your phone or your tablet. So you can see that as I turn it, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up as well as your eyes pick it up, but the bench in front moves at a different rate as the balloons, and you see that they're flowing by there. So it's pretty cool. We'll take a look at the settings. So the first setting is the scene. We'll come back to that. Then you can change the frame rate. You can change the transition amount, how much the different objects move, the rotation, things like that. Some other things. Let's go back up to the scene and see what other scenes we have. So the scenes, we have the balloons we were looking at, Gravity, which is a space scene, Kitty, which is just a little kitten, and then Mandela, which is Nelson Mandela. It's kind of odd that he's in there with those other things, but that one actually demonstrates the parallax, I think, the best. You've got this dove in front and Nelson Mandela there, and as you move it, you see that they move in different rates. So, kind of cool. And I'm pretty sure that's the free version. The pro version has a lot more scenes to choose from. Now the last one we're taking a look at is Ascension 2. This one is bizarre, guys. It's really cool. We've got these lines, these vertical colorful lines, and they're changing color and pulsating and all these different things. When you touch, you get this effect here of color radiating out from where you touch. Now the settings is just incredible. There's a ton of settings for this. So much that you can do. I love that you have this little preview screen here so that whenever you change a setting, you can see it as you're doing it. Basically, you can change everything about these bars, the size, the width, the color, what colors are moving around, how fast they move, all that good stuff. The texture is pretty cool though to check out. The bar texture map, and then there's a ton of these in here. We'll just pick one here at random. See how it changes. So it changes dramatically the way the bars look. Pick a different one. So there's really a ton of different things you can do with these, with all these settings. You can really change it. Lots. You can flip the bars so that if there's a certain design where the bars are down at the bottom and they're dark at the top, you can flip it to where the color's at the top and the dark at the bottom. And then this is only the first page. If you swipe over, we have a whole nother page here of settings to play around with, messing around with the colors. Here you can choose different colors to have and what order they will flash in. Then on the last page here we have presets here that you can choose, and this makes it a little easier, I think. So there you go, that's what I was talking about, where the color will be at the top and it'll be dark at the bottom. You can flip that around to where it's color at the bottom. And then of course when you touch these, they do something different. So this is really cool. This has a ton of different ways to change it up. Now, I will say something about this live wallpaper. It drains the battery considerably. And normally on my Note 2 here, I charge overnight and I can get a full day. When I go to bed that night, it'll be about around 50% battery left. And this thing drained my batteries super quick to where I had to plug it up before even that evening because it was running out of juice so quick. So something to keep in mind if you're wanting to use that one. Well, there you go, guys. A couple quick live wallpapers. I'll put links down below to where you can find all of these. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. This is Sam with MobileTechVideos.com. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button down below. Really helps out the channel. You can follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Once again, this is Sam. I'll see you next time.